that good? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. So, welcome again. I'm Fran Landy. I'm the Lifelong Learning Chair. I will be leading services tonight, and then tomorrow morning I will be joined by Esther, who I am very excited to share the prayer space with. So it will be an informal, relaxed service. I was reminded yesterday by one of my study partners that it's what we bring to a moment, a prayer moment, a study moment, a life moment, what we bring, not what we expect the person leading the session to do. It's what we want to bring. So I am inviting all of you, please, 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 to be in that prayerful mood. And I know it's hard right now. Okay. And the world is not making it an easy place for us to do this. So that's why we have to try extra hard. So, let's go ahead and read together on the bottom of page 14, a Sabbath prayer. And it's funny because this is Ruth Bryn is not one of our modern liturgists, okay? I think Ruth Bryn may have been around 70s, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I think but it has such relevance today. So please join with me. Dear God, help us now to make this a new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat. Wow, that last phrase of the gates of reservoirs of goodness and kindness to ourselves and others. Definitely needed in this world. Whew. Okay, let's turn to page 15, and please join me in the Hunarana. It's very funny. I haven't led a live service in a long time, and so it's different from a Zoom because I can sing and not hear anybody. And so now I realize that, it will feel like really singing that we're all together. So, Lechunaranena, 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 ladonai, lechunaranena, 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 ladonai. Naria, Naria, letzor yishenu, nekad mafana betoda. Naria, Naria, letzor yishenu, bismirot Naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Please turn just making sure I don't want to do something. Please turn to page 21 for Lachatoti. And we will do the first two verses on page 21. And then the last verse on 21 And then we'll go for Bo'e V'Shalom. When we do Bo'e V'Shalom, please rise if you're able to and face the doorway from which we entered. Please join me in Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mikor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshvati la. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Hitoreri, Ki va'orech kumi ori, Uri, shir daberi, Kavod Adonai alaych nigla. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Please rise if you're able to. Bo'e V'Shalom Ahateret Ba'ala, Agam V'Simcha U'V'Tzachala, Toch Emunei Am Sikula, Bo'e Chala. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. You may be seated. Page 23, we have a responsive English reading. Phil, would you like to come up to the music stand and lead us in it, please?
A song for Shabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love every morning and your faithfulness each night, to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai! Your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtfulness cannot comprehend. The thoughtless, cannot comprehend. The foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All their doom is sealed. Shoot, I just lost my... Okay. Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble.
Me you have greatly exalted. I am anointed with fragrant oil. I have seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
They shall bear fruit even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant, to proclaim Adonai is just, my rock in whom there is no flow. Thank you, Phil. And welcome, welcome, welcome. So I have a question that I want everybody to kind of think about, and then we'll come back and have some discussion, maybe a little now, maybe later. What is the purpose of a synagogue? Okay. And there's a reason, there's a method to my madness. This isn't just a Fran thing. I was reading an article in the Jewish professionals world that is showing the decline in synagogues. And there's a decline in a lot of organized religion. But one of the things this author proposes is, why do we have a synagogue? What does it, why? We've talked before in different things that you can pray anywhere. Okay? Summertime, some of my favorite memories are praying at summer camp. Okay, and being out in the woods and singing. But why do we need a synagogue? Phil, what? Togetherness, okay? Very powerful, okay? Very powerful, and lots of different things happen when we're together. Okay? Anybody else? Why do we have a synagogue? Mark. Yeah, a community. And we've learned over the years how important that is. Okay? When we what? Community is, and yes, the pandemic was horrible. I don't want another pandemic, but we got Zoom out of it. And Zoom is enabling everybody who takes part in it, to have a community. We were very proud after the pandemic, where a lot of synagogues lost half their membership or more. We didn't. Okay. We stayed connected through the classes, through the services. Okay. That we could see each other's face. Any other reasons? Right. And it's having that, hopefully, wonderful communication where we can learn from each other, but it's also not feeling alone. Any other thoughts? And I'm going to go, yes. Right. Okay. That's Joel. And for those of you who don't know who Joel is, Joel live stream. Joel lives in Blythe and is a very active member of our synagogue, comes to live streams, comes to classes, and it does get us closer to God. Yes, this prayer, yes, this psalm talked about that we can look at a rose and feel close to God if we take the time. And when we pray together, we can also feel closer to God. Okay? And even just sharing a discussion, if you let it. Okay? Again, if you're not going to feel close and your wall's up, you're never going to feel close. But if you let it down just a little bit for a little bit moment, it works. So we do not have a minyan. So let's go to page 28 in our prayer book. And if transliteration is needed by anybody, there are sheets down there on the bottom. They're not in such good condition. Do you guys need the transliteration? You're okay? Yeah. We have 3 online? Okay. So please join me in the paragraph below the Baruch for Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil ben yom uven layla Adonai tzvaot shemo El Chai v'Kayam Tamidim lo chalenu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Ma'ariv Aravim. Let's turn to page 29 for Ahavat Olam. Please join me. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot u'kimu mishpatim otanu limadeta al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shachbenu v'kumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha Uvemitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu v'orech yamenu uvahem negei yomam v'layla ki hem chayenu v'orech yamenu uvahem negei yomam v'layla Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yamein uvahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yamein uvahem negei yomam v'layla. V'avatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Let me just look at one thing. Let's turn in the back of the book to page 361, the bottom reading, the gift of love. And if in the last verse there is the language is not what I'm comfortable with, so instead of saying him, we'll say God or Hashem. So we'll just change that. So let's read together the gift of love. True love is always free. I did not merit that God called me from the infinite void to give me life and adorn me with God's image, enabling me to think and dream, to feel and serve. I did not merit the love of those who raised me to the time of my blooming, all lavished love on me beyond my deserving. When I rise to a higher love, I too shall bestow it free. Love is the soul's answer to God, calling me to be like God. The gift of love nourishes the world. I think we all need to remember that we're all made in the image of God. And if we could only realize that about each other, I think the world may be a little bit, as Brenda likes to say, kinder. Okay? Simple word, hard to do. And as we contemplate on what God means to us, please turn to page 30 for the Shema, and we will add the words El Melech Ne'eman before we say it, since there is not a minyan. El Melech Ne'eman, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please join me via Hafta. V'afta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvletecha v'derech ushachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We continue with the second paragraph silently in Hebrew or English to ourselves. We conclude on page 31, the top three, almost three, wait, 4 lines from the bottom. Four lines from the bottom. Leman tiskaru ba'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. Please turn to page 32. In the middle of the page, in the bold, Mi Chamocha. Please join with me. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai. Mi Kamocha Nedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot Osefele Malhutecha Ra'uvanecha Bokei HaYam Lifnei Moshe uMiriam Ze'eli Anu V'Amru Adonai Imloch Leolam Vaed V'ne'emar Kifad Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Let's read on page 33 together in the English, the Hashkivenu. And the reason I'm having us read it in the English is because I want you to hear the power of the words and understand them. Hashkivenu is one of my favorite tefillot because it talks about when we feel unsafe or nighttime can be kind of that we have God to help us go to sleep at night and to awaken in the morning to just a better day. I was telling Jerry, who was helping me in, that it just hit me odd that I'm coming to do this at 7:30 at night when I'm such an old lady right now. That 7:30 at night is when I tend to fall apart at home and my body doesn't work and I get crabby and I'm like a 2-year-old and I start crying and everything. And here I am. I'm on my way in and I have to hold it together. So as we were walking in the door, I kind of did a little bit of a hashkivenu. Like, help me get through this, okay? So let's read it in the English. Please join me. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all Israel, and over Jerusalem. Pretty important right now, okay? Pretty important. May Israel be safe. Let's turn to page 34 for Vishamru, which we could rise. I don't know if we've been doing that because I haven't been here live. Please rise for Vishamru as it's really what ties us all together. It's what Shabbat is all about. So please rise if you're able. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Oti leolam vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. We will continue silently on page 35b for the Amidah for Shabbat. Please take all the time you need, and if you need to sit down, you're welcome to do that too. But take a few moments of peace and prayer for Shabbat. you're still davening, take all the time you need to spend this holy moment. We're going to continue on page 38 in the really third paragraph, second line or third line from the bottom, Oseh Shalom. Please join me. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Okay, so Kiddush. It would help if I really could read the numbers. Okay, so if it's your custom to rise, please go ahead and rise. I will not be. Oh, I'm sorry, page 49. Just because I said it in my head doesn't mean all of you read it from my head. I don't get that. I said it very clearly in my head to my committee. Yeah, no, I didn't know. Please join me. Savri Chaverai v'Chavrotai, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho, b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, v'otanu kidasha, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Yeah, it's the good stuff. Like you wasted the good stuff on me. I'm quite impressed. Okay, you may be seated. So I'm not doing a Devar Torah. I got challenged to do one by my study partner, and I said I'm not in the place to do it. But I am going to do, and I wasn't going to do a HaYam story. That's what I do all the time. Because I thought, But I was looking through stuff, and I found on the, it's going to forgive me, on one of the famous music sites, that's just going to, it will come to me at 2:00 in the morning. I expect you all to give me your phone numbers, and I will call you at 2:00 in the morning and let you know what it was. But HaYam stories are not just silly kid stories. They have done a whole concert of classical music around HaYam stories. And I found that like so fascinating that these are things I learned as a kid, that I taught kids. And there were some that I just didn't feel was right. There are a whole section of HaYam stories on anti-Semitism. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that. So I have to think it through. I don't think I'm ready to see a lighter side of it right now. So, for those of you that don't know, that all these stories are Eastern European Jewish folktales, and they center around a Polish city of Helm. Okay, and sometimes you can be laughing about it because usually it's funny. It's showing how even though we think somebody is not behaving wisely, they really are. So they come up with, these funny things. So here's a couple of short stories. One of the best known stories concerns a group of Chelm laborers who are constructing a building atop of a hill. They must bring dozens, if not hundreds, of large and heavy boulders up the hill by hand, okay, because they didn't have trucks to do it, without the benefit of horses or mules. More than halfway through the process, a passerby notices them struggling to carry the rocks up the steep incline because there's great risk of injury. And he suggests that a more judicious procedure would be to roll them up the hill instead. Seizing on that advice, the helm workers proceed to carry each boulder to the bottom again so that they can avail themselves of the passersby advice and roll them up. And it was just so much easier, that task. Okay. In another one, a traveler passing through Helm purchases bread and pickles at a local store. Dill pickle sounds really good right now. No, I'm not pregnant. Okay. It could be a real miracle. Okay. After weighing both, the merchant informs the traveler that he owes him 11 kopecks, 7 for the bread and 7 for the pickles. Not wanting to take advantage of the merchant's mistake, the traveler reminds him that twice 7 would be 14. The Helm merchant, after giving it serious thought, insists that he was correct in the first place, that he is owed only 11 kopecks, since 7 plus 7 indeed comes to 11. Guess I taught him math, okay? So I'll tell you, he said, as I know this, when I was married the first time, my wife and I had 4 children. Okay, so that's 4. Then after my dear wife died, may her soul rest in peace, I married a widow who had 4 children by her first husband. Then together, we, my second wife and myself, had 3 children. I can't do that. Okay. Okay. So you see, I have 7 children. She has 7 children, and altogether we have 11 children. And he was very serious. So 7 plus 7 equals 11. So this is something too that I like because it shows how when we all get stuck in how we think things through, there's no way of changing. It makes sense to the man. Okay? The last one I will tell tonight, this is actually, I think, one I've told before, but I just find it funny. So this is called a tightrope walker in hell. So the city is in the throes of a severe winter, with all the Jews suffering from debilitating colds. Okay? Their noses run incessantly, and no one can work or even sleep. So the wise men of Helm, and yes, they are always men in the traditional stories. Okay? I have looked in other literature to see if we can get women or just a whole different. No, this is always men. Okay? They come up with an ingenious solution. They string a high wire above the main square of the town and invite Vershuka, the beautiful female tightrope walker, from the city of Pultusk to perform her tightrope walking stunts for help. Scantily clad, with a parasol in one hand, she parades back and forth across the wire. Everyone in town turns out to watch her. The women jab their husbands in the ribs, looking up so eagerly at the enticing Verchushka, which, by the way, the women and children do as well. And once again, the wisdom of the town elders and sages is proved. For as the townsfolk raise their heads and crane their necks to see her above the square in the typewriter, their noses, as if by magic, cease to drip. Okay, so that's their modern medicine. So the very cool thing. Oh wait, is it on here? About this, of course it's not. Is that there are musical pieces written about each of those stories, and they're classic musical pieces. So our folklore is full of wisdom. We're going to continue now on page 51 with Alenu. Please rise if you are able to. Alenu l'shabeach ladon hakol latekedu la liotzer breshit shelo asanu kagoye haratzot velo samanu kamishpachot adam shelo sam helkenu kahem vegor alenu kechol hamonam Vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim beyosed haaretz umoshav yikaro bashamayim imal ushrinatu zo ushrinatu zo Begav meromim, hu Eloheinu enod, emet malkeinu efesulato, kakahatu betorato, biadatayom vahashevota, elevavecha. Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim b'shamayim imal v'al haaretz mitachat enod. Ki ha-malchut shelachi ula'olmei ad timloch bekavod kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Ruthie, can I have your announcement sheet? Just so I forgot to. We don't have. No, it could be, but I'm not seeing. We don't have a minion tonight. But if we did, we would be saying Kaddish for the following individuals. Rosa Tweedy Kaufman, mother-in-law of Neil Abramson. Boris Guratovsky, father of Leonid Guratovsky. David Gotch, father of Stephen Gotch, Henry Kaufman, father of Murray Kaufman Zal. May their memories be a blessing. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a minute. I will go ahead and read announcements. So, thank you for coming tonight. Tomorrow's services are 10 a.m. live and live streamed. Esther will be doing the davening. Thank God for Esther. I love Saturday morning, but it's hard to do everything for me on Saturday morning, and she davens lovely. So please come 10 a.m. live or live stream. Next time we will be together, Friday, July 4th. Well, let me back up for a minute. On July 1st, our new rabbi, Rabbi Ron Goldberg, will be beginning. We're very, very excited to have him on board. There are a few of us, he's already working behind the scenes and really excited about it. His first service, the way the calendar works, okay, every once in a while it's a good one, is Friday, July 4th, okay? So we decided that Erev Shabbat services that night will be 7 p.m. on Zoom. Okay, to welcome Rabbi Ron. Please come anyway. It's still light out, so it'll be before a lot of the fireworks, but we just wanted, a lot of us have furry friends that don't like the fireworks, and it's better to be with them, and we didn't want people traveling. So please come on Zoom. On Saturday, July 5th at 10 a.m. will be his first live service, officially as our rabbi. It will be live and live streamed, so please come and welcome Rabbi Ron. We will have a nice kiddush, and he really has some exciting things planned. The next service we will be together is Friday, July 18th, 7:30 p.m. live here and live streamed, and Saturday, July 19th, 10 a.m. live and live streamed. The change for our community is live, unless told, all services will be live and live streamed. It will not be Zoom the first weekend. Everything's going to be live. Classes on Zoom. My class will continue on Musar. We're talking about truth. Will be 7 p.m. on Zoom. It will be June 26th, and then right now all of July. Okay, I apologize for canceling at the last minute yesterday, but I was trying to get too much in. Okay, the congregational meeting, Sunday, July 20th at 11 a.m. on Zoom. Real important that you get the link and come and hear what we are planning for the next year and coming together. On Sunday, August 10th, we have scheduled our visit to the Ronald Reagan Library to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. We will have bus transportation that we will be providing, okay? Reservations are required. You cannot just show up at the door here and say, I want to come, okay? And thank you to Neil for arranging that. There's going to be more details to follow. We are doing it in conjunction with Temple Beth Torah, okay? It's a really powerful exhibit, and it's really something, if you're a history buff, you'll love it. If you're not a history buff, you will also love it, because that's a time that really we can relate to. So if you need any other questions, please contact Brenda or myself. Remember that you can always order script. You just have to let Brenda know. And I think, did I do a good job there, Brenda? Okay. Okay. So, but it's real important to come to that first couple services, okay? We're going to be back together as a very strong, vibrant community. Okay, I feel it in my bones. So we're going to conclude tonight. I'm going to do a Don Olam. I know we've been doing. Are we doing a Don Olam? Yes, page 54. In the past, sometimes we've been doing Shalom Aleichem, but this to me is a more Adon Olam. And I don't know if you know this tune, but I'm going to try because it's the only one that's in my head right now. I don't know. It's a unique one. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa B'chefsa Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Achare Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora V'hu HaYam V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'tifara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni Lacham Shila Lahachbira Bali Reshit Bali Tachlit Below Haos Bahamisra Vahu Eli Bahai Goali Bitsur Hevli Bietzara Bahunisi Umanosli Manat Kosi Biyom Ekra Beato of Kidruchi Be'et Ishan V'Aira Be'imruchi Gaviati Adonai Li V'lo Ira. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody on live stream.